Hello friends, and welcome to one more video on DNFBP. This is in continuation to the previous video we have done. You can find the link in the comment box. This section we are talking specifically on the real estate and some additional clarifications which were provided through the guidance note also. So let's look at DNFBP only for real estate and what it tantamounts to. We have already looked in our previous discussion that the cabinet decision number 10 of 2019 is providing us the reference to what is DNFBPs. And one of the point which is referred to is broker and real estate agents. Now, the very critical word which we looked at in the previous session also, that when they conclude operations for the benefit of their customers with respect to purchase and sale of real estate. So that's a broad definition which is given in the cabinet decision number 10. However, further to that, there was a guidance note which was issued, and there are some additional comments or additional points which are provided, and they are very important to be looked at. So let's see what are those points too. So first thing which is talking about, they're referring that role of a real estate agent or a broker may include but not limited to. So they are not binding that these are the only 3 points which are referring are part of the real estate agent or broker, but it can constitute something more also. What more? We will keep evolving as we learn from there. Now here the first point says we are representing one, in some cases more than one, party to transaction and intermediating between the parties in terms of negotiation and execution of an agreement or a contract. Now here, what they're referring to, let's say, if an agent or a broker is representing either a buyer or a seller, or in some cases, generally it does not happen, but in some cases, the agent or a broker is representing both buyer and seller together. In those cases, and they are acting as a negotiating or execution of an agreement or a contract. So negotiation is one thing. That means you are either working towards the buyer side or the seller side and working on a negotiation of the pricing, on the better deal, or whatever comes into. And the second thing is you are part of an execution of agreement or a contract. That means you are facilitating, you are helping, you are hand holding for the execution of agreement. If these both things or any of these factors comes into part, you are part of an agent and a broker, and DNFBP law or the applicability may comes into play to do all other things which are required for DNFBP to execute. Next comes where you are acting in fiduciary, trustee, or a secretarial capacity. That means now fiduciary capacity or a trustee capacity, in a lot of cases we have seen, I can give some of the examples, where you are taking the money from the buyer, keeping it in the trust account or in the escrow equivalent account, and when the transaction is executed, the money is transferred from the intermediary or the fiduciary capacity person to the seller. Now that's also defined as an agent or a broker under the DNFBP definition and need to be looked at. So I'll just go through the whole definition or the whole section which talks about. This says acting in a fiduciary, trustee, or a secretarial capacity with regard to transmission, delivery, and or recording of various financial instruments, securities, bonds, title deed, other documents and information related to real estate transaction. Now, in some cases, what happens, there is a collateral which is being kept, or there is some documents or some kind of a security being kept till the transaction is completed. So technically speaking, we have seen where trustees, when they get into escrow account and when they take money from the buyer, they definitely take some rights from the seller also, so that when both terms or both conditions are compliant, they can execute the transaction. So that also becomes part of DNFBP definition. And as we said, the DNFBP rule or applicability comes into existence. Now, one more thing which is quite a gray area as for me, I can say talk about, which is talking about even where you are arranging, advising, or consulting on financial resources, including obtaining of mortgage financing. Now, this is quite interesting point, because in this case, there are a lot of consultants or a lot of I'll say the financial organizations which are working to arrange for mortgage with various banks. They are listed as a DSA or an agent with the bank, and facilitate buyers and sellers on how the financing can be transferred or taken. So this also comes as part of a DNFBP definition as per the guidance note which is coming up. So it very clearly says, if you are arranging, advising or consulting, now all these factors are important on financial resources. That means obtaining the loan or a mortgage financing for completion of real estate transaction. That means there is some kind of a financial element or a financial support or a financial consulting or advising is coming up. Then also it is under the definition of an agent or broker. So need to look at this point very clearly, and all these three factors which are being defined in the guidance note gives a very good clarity what all comes under the DNFBP and the real estate definition, and should be looked at while looking at whether the applicability of DNFBP is coming to you or your organization or your clients or not. It's an important section, and I'll recommend you to just go through the guide also very effectively. So it will help you clear a lot of cloud from the discussions. Hope you like the content. This is again one of the series of AML videos which we are preparing. If you like it, give us a thumbs up and do subscribe for any future videos which are coming up. So do take care of yourself till we meet again. Have a very good time. Bye-bye.